This is the place where we live, the northeastern Catskills. For hundreds of years, it has inspired artists and naturalists, and today it compels all of us to make a commitment to steward this precious land.
When a land trust takes on a conservation easement or a land acquisition, they're taking on the responsibility to steward that land in perpetuity.
Perpetuity is a legal term that means forever, and forever is a long time. So conservation professionals have a huge responsibility.
They have to balance the interests of individuals and communities, wildlife and the environment, and take into account the need for sustainable economic development on the one hand, and our need for open space that we can all enjoy.
It takes a very special kind of person.
One of the brightest lights in the Catskills is Bill Rudge, whom I've known and worked with now for over 20 years. He knows the environment, he knows conservation, and he knows people. He knows how to bring those pieces together.
I'd never been to the Catskills before, to be honest, when I started working down here. And so a big part of my early career was just discovering the Catskills, learning all about it. And I did that through a lot of hiking, but I gotta say, reading Alf Ever's book, From Wilderness to Woodstock, was just, wonderful for me. I'm always amazed at how well he captured the region.
Bill's been responsible for some of the most significant land transactions in all of New York State at a time when we were seeing some significant threats and actual development projects going on in the Catskill region.
I used to say Bill's been involved in more real estate deals than Donald Trump. The difference being that Bill's not buying golf courses and skyscrapers. He's preserving land, conservation easements, or outright acquisitions on the part of the state of New York.
I also get to work with a lot of outside organizations like the Woodstock Land Conservancy to achieve our goals, our mutual goals.
The incredible work that Bill Rudge has done with DEC and his gift for partnering with communities and organizations has played a really significant role in some of the Conservancy's strategic initiatives.
Helping us to support the goals of the New York State Open Space Plan and do property protection, land acquisition and protection up on the face of Overlook Mountain and in the Bluestone Wild Forest at Onteora Lake and over at Jockey Hill.
We identified needs, especially in the Woodstock area, that we could work on together to achieve. And since that time, I've worked on several projects. We managed an area called the Overlook Mountain Wild Forest that was about 500 acres, and now it's over 1,000. In fact, I think it's our most heavily used trailhead in all the Catskills is the trail up Overlook Mountain.
He connects people to the outdoors through this massive bureaucracy called the Department of Environmental Conservation, and he always reminds people what it is that we're looking to do.
He is incredibly intelligent, although he never flaunts that in any way, shape, or form.
And he doesn't work with his ego, and he's not political. So if he's involved in making a decision or helping something move along, it's for the right reason.
But he is a master of policy, and he is a master of pulling together people and getting them to work together towards a common goal.
And that was really one of the keys to our success, is we did get some public involvement, and Bill was very good at doing that.
Bill Rudge really focuses on natural resources and public engagement. And he really knows how to bring people on board.
I love to work with people, I love to conserve the environment, and I get to do that every day I go to work. I work with the greatest people within the department, but I got to tell you, I work with some great outside organizations, and especially the Woodstock Land Conservancy. To achieve something collectively is really a wonderful feeling, gives you a wonderful feeling inside, and to be able to do that every day almost is a great thing for me. So that's why I love what I do.
Well, he's come a long way from putting outhouses and lean-tos in the backcountry. And that's pretty much where we all started. And I'm proud of him.
Conservation is all about partnership. The DEC often protects key lands by partnering with organizations led by dedicated environmental professionals like Deborah Meyer-Dewan.
Deborah is a wonderful activist who, just her passion for her environmental work is something that has always been consistent ever since I've known her.
And Deborah is somebody who's worked for a number of different organizations, but always with the same objective in mind: how to make the community, the larger community, the region, a better place, a happier place, a healthier place.
She really believes in the Hudson Valley and believes in the Catskill Park, and knows that in order for the Catskill Park communities to really be able to get things done, that they need to have a voice.
You know, if you're involved in anything having to do with natural resources and preserving and protecting and enhancing the Catskills, you're gonna bump into Deb Dewan, you know, pretty frequently.
She knew everybody, and that always amazed me. I would bring an article and say, look at this interesting person, and she'd say, oh yes, I know them. I've just felt she knew everybody. Deborah was so connected.
My wife and I went to a big fundraiser across the river, big political fundraiser. I can't remember if it was the governor or the senator or something, and I see Deborah, and there she is, and she's like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then I'm like, all of a sudden she says, oh, I gotta go. I've got 10 minutes in the car with the governor or the senator, whoever it was, on the way to the airport, and that's my, that's my 10 minutes, and I've got a pitch I've got to make, right?
She's like the Energizer Buddy.
And she does it with a smile, even though she's already been to too many meetings. She just keeps giving.
I think what she's so good at is bringing together people from a variety of sectors with possibly varying, if not conflicting, agendas.
And by being nice about it and not the rigid ideologue that some of us sadly end up sounding like, she brings people along to a shared point of view.
She is an intellectual powerhouse.
Thoughtful, pleasant, always smiling.
And dedicated and mission-oriented.
Really inclusive person.
Seeing around the corner as to just how this problem can be addressed effectively and solved.
It really is a critical component to achieving conservation goals, which require many partners, and she knows that, she understands that, from her work at Scenic Hudson to the Ashokan Center, even before that the Catskill Center, and now with the Rondout Valley Growers.
From here south, there's a lot of places that have built out and they've lost their agricultural infrastructure. Their land has been broken up into so many little pieces that you really can't put a farming community back together again. And we haven't really had that happen to us. It's kind of indicative of the mentality around here of people like Deborah who appreciate the agriculture that's in the area and understand its value.
Now that Deborah is leading the Rondout Valley Growers Association, we at the Woodstock Land Conservancy really look forward to drawing on her expertise as we pursue our own projects in local food and agriculture.
It's especially fitting for Deborah to be the honoree of the William R. Ginsburg Award this year. The two of them working together at the Catskill Center and working together as conservationists.
He was a pioneer, and that's what we're involved in today. That's what the Woodstock Land Conservancy is involved in. That's Bill's legacy. We just gather together in this beauty, and it's inevitable, in my view, that we can make a difference.
Tonight, the Woodstock Land Conservancy is proud to honor Bill Rudge and Deborah Meyer-Dewan with the William R. Ginsburg Stewardship Award.